From the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Gardening Inside Out, a podcast with highlights from our Saturday morning live show, answering all your gardening questions, giving you plant advice for any space in your life. Let's start the show.
Hey, y'all, it's Caroline Gant.
Hey, y'all, Austin Lowen.
Tyler Blankenship.
And welcome to a beautiful, beautiful spring day in Nashville, Tennessee.
No kidding.
April 16th, y'all. About time to set out them tomatoes. What y'all thinking?
I think so.
Yeah, I do too. I've got some Cherokee purple set aside right now.
I'm
going to plant earlier than my usual Mother's Day, I think.
Yes, you're usually a May girl with your tomatoes and peppers and squashes and cucumbers and stuff.
I think I'm going to do it this weekend.
Hey.
Is that crazy?
No.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
If you watch the weather.
I do watch the weather,
Yeah.
but I don't like covering stuff.
I know. I don't either. Hopefully we don't have to anymore. You know, last night it was like around where we live anyway, 38-ish, I think, which, you know, new stuff in a greenhouse wouldn't necessarily like, but they wouldn't die.
No.
So that's okay. But I'm not, over the next 7 days, I don't really see anything below 40, even 45, I don't think I noticed. So.
No, it all looks pretty clear.
Yeah. I mean,
Smooth sailing, warm winds.
We've been having these like warm-up dips over here.
It's
And-
Tennessee every year.
But, you know, the dips haven't been too dippy. And that has allowed things to flourish and look really good right now. I certainly am going to set out some sun gold tomato seeds. You heard that right. I'm doing tomatoes again.
yeah.
Just sun golds, though, because I discovered this delicious recipe, which I think I talked about before, about roasting squash and making squash bowls. Yeah, so roasting.
Are you going to grow some acorn squash?
Yes, they are already up. I started them from seed earlier. I'm trying to get them going as early as possible to get a good harvest before the squash bugs take hold.
Yeah, those evil, evil creatures.
Yep. All my covers are on my garden beds. I'm not messing around, y'all.
I can tell.
That's
Don't
right.
mess with them insects.
I planted out radishes. They're 20-day radishes, so they're a quick crop. And then some summer purple broccoli, which I had found in a botanical interest packet a while ago. And it's pretty tough so far.
Purple broccoli.
It didn't wilt on that really warm day we had in the 80s. And I had literally transplanted it out from the greenhouse right in the bed. Hot sun, didn't wilt.
Nice. Happy to be there.
That's what I want.
Well, you know, too, you know, I talk about this a fair amount, but once our nighttime temperatures start to stay up as well, like not dipping down, like I said, below 45 or whatever, start staying in that 60 range, that's when you really start seeing things jump. Soil temperature warm up, and then it's go time.
Oh, it's go time. I'm so ready for go time. It feels like go time right now, even though I know it's not. It's go time for some things, like
yeah.
Baptisia.
Oh,
Talks
yes.
about that.
It is go time for that. That is
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Mine's about to bloom.
Really?
It's showing just tiny bud color. Yeah, mine's the yellow one, the same one you've got. Lemon meringue.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's showing a little bit of color.
It
so
looks
that's
like
always fun.
really hardy asparagus when it comes up.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it's got
Looks
those
just
little
like that.
shoots. Similar also is swamp milkweed. That's coming up in a certain way where you're like, oh, look at you.
I think my
poking.
swamp milkweed died last year. It's not coming up. And it like died back early in the summer. It was just like done. And I don't know what would have taken it out. I have no idea. Everything else in that bed is fine. But just that one. It was the Cinderella swamp milkweed.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. Yeah, plants died just like us.
I mean, when you plant as much stuff as you do, I mean, you know, like some things are not going to wake up, and that's just part of it.
It's so true.
It really is. But all in all, y'all, this spring in Middle Tennessee has been really fabulous with flower power.
Phenomenal. It is, yeah, everything is just,
Our flower and trees, I mean, our dogwoods are still beautiful right now. Really fantastic. Redbuds are still throwing, I mean, blooms and leaves, so that's always cool. But just, I mean, the Kwanzaa cherries this year, the Yoshino cherries, you name it. When it comes to a flowering plant, they've been really fantastic this spring.
it's a cherry year. This should have been the year that you did your cherry festival
Yeah.
that you talked about a couple weeks ago.
Wait, oh, you weren't there?
This
you
would have
didn't
been a
come?
good week to start it.
We did the cherry festival.
You didn't invite me?
Were you not?
Where was my invitation?
I told Tyler to take care of that.
Tyler.
Hey, don't rope me into this.
You didn't invite me to the cherry festival?
This man is a lion through his teeth.
I joke, Caroline. There was no festival. You didn't miss out.
My little heart would have been completely broken into pieces.
No,
Shattered.
I ain't messing with that.
If you will.
No.
No. But if there was a year to do a festival, this
Would have
was
been
it,
this,
for
yeah.
sure. The cherries were great. So
The Kwanzaa cherries are still like really popping right now.
really nice. And that's what's funny about Middle Tennessee is that Kwanzaa's every year can be a little bit different. Like, you know, Yoshino cherry is going to bloom white every single year, no problem at all. But a couple years ago, our Kwanzaa cherries were not showstoppers like they are this year. So really lovely to see those double ruffle pinky blooms that we all love.
We
okay?
all know you love a pink bloom.
You know what else I love?
What?
It's about to be first rose flush here in Middle Tennessee.
Oh, it is my carefree wonder, and I have a couple other roses that are like all like full of buds.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Within the next week, we are going to get to see that first full show of roses, which is always our best here in Middle Tennessee. Caroline can't even contain her excitement.
I'm
Eyes got
pushing
wide.
my headphones into my ears because I need to physically be doing something because I'm so excited.
Yes, and our lot here at Bates Nursery, anyway, we are full of roses, like close to 700 roses right now, y'all. And buddy, they're budding buddies. So
Buddy.
they're going to be great. But whenever they light up, people just can't even keep their hands off of those roses because we keep them all together, all in the same section. And when they're all just popping, there's just nothing like it.
No, there's not. Imagine walking in to your local nursery. If you're here, maybe we're your local nursery, and seeing just a sea of roses, all different colors. The wind blows your way. You smell that sweet perfume smell.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because, you know, here in Middle Tennessee, y'all, growing roses is not just like set it and forget it, easy as
No.
pie, gonna be awesome, okay? All you people living out in like Washington, Seattle, East Texas, like y'all got it made with roses, okay?
We
I'm
don't.
mad at y'all. Kind of jealous.
Yeah.
I'm more jealous. I'm not mad at y'all. Y'all are still cool.
He's
and
happy
you grow
for you guys.
beautiful roses in certain parts of the country. Here in Middle Tennessee, we're fungusy, we're buggy. And like roses don't like fungusy, buggy areas, okay?
No.
But the first flush is usually always clean. And there's just nothing like it.
And then after that, you're working hard to keep your roses looking pristine.
Yeah.
Although my knockout, usually that one I don't have to do much to unless the Japanese beetles get to them. But all my other ones I do have to be mindful of.
Yes. And speaking of Japanese beetles and all other things, bugs, the
No.
bugs, as the warm weather hits, start to pop too.
You love them. It's your
No.
favorite time of the year when those bugs start popping.
I don't know, man.
like
It's
it.
too early to start talking about bugs, man. Don't
I
do
know.
this.
Look, man, it's happening. Okay? We got to live with it.
It's not happening yet, though.
It's kind of
We
starting.
can live in a state of denial about all of our stuff not getting shredded by bugs.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really nasty ones out there. You know, though some of the bugs that have started, like your aphids, you know, pretty easy little pests to deal with.
Sawfly
They're
larvae.
even kind of cute. Yeah, the sawfly larvae is not fun for your roses.
No.
You're going to see like 3 generations of those per year if you live here. And you know what I'm talking about if you grow roses. So
You know what he's saying.
that's an annoying one. Japanese beetles certainly annoying because they cause huge damage. But, you know, a mix of good bugs and bad bugs is always kind of what we want within our gardens.
That's true. I just let Mother Nature kind of do its thing. I don't really treat stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Just try
organic.
to look for things.
You know, we try to be as organic as we can. It's not, you know, sometimes you get heavy infestations, you got to do stuff. But
Yeah, it's
to
true.
keep it as organic as you can, like don't do much. And then that way you're not spraying insecticides that are killing those good bugs that are helping you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ladybugs and lacewings and all that type of stuff that help out. You know, if you keep the insecticides out of your garden, you're not killing those too. So
That's right.
just don't do anything like Caroline does, and mainly me too. And Tyler, I think you're kind of the same way. We're not really trying to spray much stuff if we can help it. So
Oh, no.
I can
Circle of life.
I can literally observe, and I feel like it's greatly increased in the past maybe 5 years. And I've been at my property for about 10 years. The amount of lacewings, assassin bugs, praying mantis,
yeah.
all kinds of predatory bugs, all coming from not really doing much at all spraying. But they're doing their little job, especially the lacewings at night. Like you can just see them. They're like fairies. They're so magical to me. And I love you. I'm like, I want to high five those little wings,
Don't do
bro,
it.
because you're helping me so much. And and you should also look up, because I've been introducing more native plants since obviously since I've worked at Bates. And I do feel like there's like a correlation with that. And there are some plants that I'm growing right now that are host plants for lacewings. I can't recall off the top of my head. I know I planted Golden Alexander, planted Amsonia. I have a native elderberry in the back of my property. And like, I do think that those little things are making a difference.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. It certainly helps.
You know, so like they got their little clubhouse where they can like roost and chill out at. And also, you know, my front yard, I did leave the leaves from my neighbor's tree. And like they're still there. When I mowed my lawn, I saw the understory layer of leaves, and I left those still for other critters to wake up. You know, if you have an HOA, and I know in where you live, you should look up your rules, and sometimes you can't quite do that. But there's still ways. Maybe you mow your yard to the absolute highest size the HOA mandates, you know, and get away with it.
Yeah.
Little things make a difference.
Speaking of mowing that grass, Tyler, I was mowing grass on Monday, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was shirtless out there mowing grass. I was getting some red back on this neck.
You were getting some sun on those guns.
Yeah, it was like 82 degrees.
Did your kids make
It was
drawings
hot.
on your back and sunscreen so it makes a pattern?
No, I didn't do no sunscreen.
Okay.
Oh, please let them do that.
No, I didn't really like looking at myself while I was mowing that grass. You know, you still got the winter weight going on. So I didn't like it. But I got to get this baseline back. You know what I'm saying?
You're getting your base tan right now.
Yeah.
I got you so you don't burn like crazy.
That's right. But it looks so good. It looks so good. I took a picture
What,
of
your
my
tan?
No, not that.
Or the yard?
No, I go way red first. It's just red, not tan. But anyway, no, my yard, when I finish it, I sent y'all a picture of my little side forest.
Your side forest looks incredible.
Yeah, I got like, I don't know, close to 13, 14 trees in there now. And just a swooping little side bed of trees in front of a creek. It's a lovely scene.
I almost want to call it a run. You know?
It is a run.
It's a tree run.
Yeah.
Baby run.
Yeah, listeners, Austin's got this cute little tree forest that he just keeps on adding one tree at a time on one side of his driveway.
And when I drive in, I look at it every single day, and everything is leafed out. So pretty when it leaves. I got different leaf colors and textures and shapes and sizes. Very excited. I talked about it on the show, but my Chinese snowball viburnum, y'all, is clean and white, and my kids were out there last night knocking off blooms. I was like,
Why were
why
they
y'all
knocking
doing
the
this?
blooms off?
They wanted to pick them, put them in a vase, and I was cool with that, but they were getting a little rough and rowdy.
That's your fave.
It is my fave, but I will say I can sacrifice because there's like 1,000 blooms on this plant. So if they want to take a few, that's fine. But I'm like, look, if you're going to pluck them off, at least be gentle. Like, I'll give you some snips. You can snip them instead of trying to just pull them off. Because then you're knocking off pillows.
Whacking them off.
Pillows. You're knocking off.
Knocking off pillows.
You're knocking off
Petals.
pellums.
I was going to say pillows and petals, and it mixed. And
I like
merged.
that.
They do look like pillows. I'd lay on them.
They do look like perfect
Yeah.
little pillows.
I'm going to go home. I'm going to
You're
gather
right.
about 50, throw them in my the pillowcase.
And you're going to sleep on
I'm gonna
those
sleep on 'em.
tonight and let us know how that was.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. They smell good. Kind of good. They're not like the great. They're not knock you down.
Scented little pillow.
But if I put 50 in my pillow, I think it'd be a good night's sleep. I don't know if I can even fit 50 blooms in my pillowcase.
You could.
I'm going to try.
All right, video yourself doing that tonight.
I'm
We
gonna,
need a live stream.
y'all get all the blooms you
He
can
doesn't
get.
know
Put
how.
them in y'all's pillowcase. We'll come in tomorrow and have a fight. Yeah.
I don't have anything that's blooming enough to fill a pillowcase with.
Caroline, come on, man.
Don't sigh at me.
Well, we're supposed to have a pillow
My
fight.
popcorn viburnum, one little bloom.
A popcorn.
And that's
A popcorn.
It looks just like mine, except the blooms there's a million of them, but they're super tiny.
Yeah, but so far I just have one little cluster.
Oh,
Well, it's probably my bad because I left it in a pot and kind of neglected it. So it's doing its best.
okay.
I meant to plant it, but I never did.
That's all right. You know, it's viburnum. They can take anywhere.
That's true.
Sun, shade,
I can't decide where to put it though.
rocks. It don't matter. Just put it
I'm going
somewhere,
to plant it
Caroline.
on my driveway.
It gets big. All viburnum gets big. If the tag says dwarf, they're lying to you.
That's a dirty lie.
It is.
Listeners, listen up.
I'm telling you, man. Any single one of them, if you don't touch them, they're getting big. Can you cut them? Certainly. They almost
They're gonna get
embrace
big.
it.
I mean, you see, like driving in on my way to work, there are viburnum. I mean, who knows how old they are, but they're like massive, like gnarly trees, like multi-stem trees.
Oh, yeah.
That are huge, that are like taller than people's houses.
Yeah, they can be. And that's usually Chinese snowball, or it's just our eastern snowball.
Yeah.
But it gets big as well. Not quite as big of blooms, but
They're stunning. After all the windstorms we've had, I was on my way in, and there's a couple that I like to keep up with on my drive, and there were just blooms knocked all over the place. And funny thing, I thought of you, Austin. I was like, man, if this was Austin's, he'd be so mad. He'd be
real
so
mad.
annoyed.
no, instead it's not the wind, it's my kids.
It's your kids.
Just wrecking my
They are the
shrubs.
wind. The wind beneath your wings.
They are. They're okay.
Truly
They're great.
are. Yeah.
You know, to see them dancing around that shrub last night was cute.
Yeah.
So if I have to lose a few blooms, it'll be all right.
Austin's got 3 little cuties.
They're my loves. Yep. But anyway, it's been a beautiful spring.
It really has. And it's just getting started.
It really is. I mean, Caroline's just planting her veggies this Saturday.
Maybe. We'll see.
Sunday.
I'm thinking it's going to be Sunday.
Do it Sunday.
I'll be dead on Saturday.
I hope
It might be Monday.
I just made a crater in my garden, digging out a little 2-year established planting of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And getting that rhizome out is no joke. It goes deep, and you hear these crazy cracking sounds, but it's out.
It's out.
I filled it back in with dirt. We're still thinking about what should be planted there. It's kind of an interesting spot. Sun exposure, but afternoon shade. I don't know.
Did
so
you
many
take out
things.
all of your bananas or just part? Like you cleaned out a spot?
This is a older 2-year planting of bananas.
But you didn't take out your bananas, all of them.
No, the other banana planting is like 10 years old.
Oh,
This was
see, I didn't know the age of it.
No, I'm gonna have to get a machine to get that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would break me
It's in there.
getting all this stuff. Just
Bananas are no joke. I almost planted them, and I'm glad I didn't. I love yours, and I love seeing them in people's landscaping, but
you love that they're not
I-
your problem.
I would not have enjoyed them if I had planted them. It's not my aesthetic, and that's okay.
That's okay. There's so many plants out there that I'm like, I like that, but in someone else's yard.
Oh.
I'll just look at it.
I have a lot of plants that you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
and I bought it anyways, and I'm like, I love this one.
For you, it's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've recently acquired some smaller, less strong, crazy plants like our Husker Red Penstemon. That's going in a pollinator bed. Coral bells, which, man, color galore on those. Different kinds. One's called Marmalade, kind of like smaller, rufflier leaves, but like red, orange, yellow.
Yeah. You talk about coral bells. There's almost any
Got some.
color of the rainbow.
Oh, they're so great. My heuchera, my coral bell hosta bed, y'all, is awake and so good right now.
Oh, in the spring flush.
And every day, like the hostas are bigger. My heuchera just keeps pushing new growth, and that new growth has so much color as it comes out.
Yeah, let's talk about that because like it just sits in winter and it kind of darkens a little bit, or like kind of the color's there, but then that new color offsets. It's so bright and I don't know what's the word, like soft, I guess.
It's vivid.
Vivid. Yeah.
It's a vivid. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And it just sits on top of that, and it's just like, hello, I'm fluffier.
Yeah.
And happy.
Heuchera, I'm a big fan. If you've been listening to this podcast or watching our broadcasts, you know how into that plant I am. And one of mine is about to start blooming. Only one though, which is odd because I have multiple of same kind, but it's shooting off blooms already, which seems to be a little bit early, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Plants do funny things. Speaking of foliage colored plants, y'all know, if you listen to this podcast at all, my Sun King Aurelia.
Oh yeah.
Perennial plant of the year, I think 2020, 2021, something like that. It is just a monster
beefcake.
of a plant, and it is beefcake. It is pushing new growth, and I love that new growth. We talked
yours
about
yellow
Heuchera.
yet?
Yeah. Very small though, very small.
Mine's
it's kind of the last to wake up. It likes it warm, and in that spot in my yard stays a little chillier than most, so it's a little bit slower to peak, but it's poking up, and I'm very excited about that. Sun King Aurelia, y'all. Little
Get
bit
you
of shade. You want some chartreuse foliage on a beefy old plant? That's a good one. Really good plant to grow.
I had transplanted 2 last week into new spots, and they already love it more than where it was because they took off once I got them. And I'm a little worried that they're going to be too big for where I put it. I put it on the edge on either side of my hosta heuchera bed that I was just talking about.
Well, that's okay. They take a prune really well.
I call it my hosta lasagna bed, by the way.
Well, that's
Awesome.
In
Now I'm
case
hungry.
you're wondering, it's
Pasta
layers. Oh
lasagna.
my gosh, I am hungry.
All
Let's go get some food.
right.
Yep.
It is probably about time.
While we're at it, we'll let y'all go ahead and start listening to this week's broadcast. The whole crew was there, the three of us with Josh Carey and David Bates.
It was my birthday edition.
Oh, that's right.
Like I said, I'm still accepting
You're
gifts.
still, yeah. Come
Even
on
a
out to
week
the
later.
nursery, get him a gift. You'll hear about it on the show.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
what
we
you
are.
got, guys?
So many things.
So many things.
But real fast, just speaking of the weather, this has nothing to do with Bates, but shout out to the Nashville Fire Department. They rescued me on Thursday night.
Really?
No.
I was in a building and the roof blew off and we couldn't get out.
Wow.
And they were out within 5 minutes.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
I walked out and there was about 20 firefighters standing there.
Were they
Very
they're just
exciting.
standing around?
were they elbowing each other to have a shot at rescuing you?
It was a dance studio, so I think they were
Okay.
excited to be there. But it was
So
wild.
The roof blew off.
The roof blew off. Yep.
What kind of music were you playing?
Yeah, I don't even remember at the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
It wasn't loud enough to not hear it raising the
Oh,
roof.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Blew it right off. But yeah, they were out right away. It was
Wow.
pretty incredible.
Well, there was crazy straight line winds that night. I mean, that's what, you showed me plenty of pictures of people's trees going down. My brother had a huge tree blow over. It was a wild, I mean, it was quick. It wasn't long, but man, it came in
it
fast.
came fast, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have a friend who lost 30 trees.
Oh,
Oh, my
30.
word. As long as 29 of them were Bradford pears,
yeah. We're doing good.
no big loss.
I don't think any of them were.
No.
A lot of pines. A lot of big old tall pines. But yeah. And then Austin's birthday. So
Yep.
it's
Yes.
been a thrilling week.
Yeah, it's been great. I still haven't gotten many gifts from y'all, but that's okay. Well, there's still today, y'all. We have plenty of stuff to look
You
at.
got a pretty good one.
I did. I got a great gift from the staff here. A lot of the staff, everybody does a great job of buying people stuff for their birthday. And when I say stuff, I mean plants. And y'all got me a weeping katsura tree. Y'all, what you know about a weeping katsura tree?
That it's going in your yard
I'm
by
gonna
your
show
pool.
you because it's going in the yard. It was the last one we had, but it's a fantastic, beautiful plant. It just gets beefy and lovely. So thank y'all for that. It was an excellent gift, and I had a good birthday.
It's
it
a
was
really
nice.
pretty one. And you're getting tons of birthday messages on all of our pages. So
Thank you. Thank you,
We are
everyone.
very glad you had a good birthday.
And I'm happy. There's tons of flowers in here.
Are you happy we have a lot of questions too?
Yep, let's
Are
do
you
it.
ready for them?
I'm excited,
the
man.
Masters edition.
Yep.
Austin's Masters edition.
There we go.
All the azaleas were in bloom. And we'll talk like this the rest. He's approaching.
Gotta go Jim Nance. He's on the downside of 40, David Bates. So, I mean, it's walking up the 18th.
It looks like about a 90-foot putt. A very makeable 90-foot putt.
Yep.
With a break to the left.
I'm kind of a fan of that,
I love it.
but
It's
I
fun.
don't think we could all stay there. We get so excited, especially this one.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to
keep
stay
it.
low like
Yeah,
that.
golf clap.
There's
doesn't
way too
work.
much going on.
way.
No, okay.
Way too
No
much
way.
going on.
All right, but speaking of things going on,
Let's-
so many questions. Let's start with your favorite, or one of them, boxwoods. How long should I wait before I prune my boxwoods? The fresh green growth is the best.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, we probably should have already done that. You know, like typically we recommend February-ish time to kind of get them back tight, and then they flush really tight. But if you didn't do that and they've already flushed, then, you know, they're beautiful right now. Do we really want to cut that now?
That's what you had to do earlier in the week on those spiral boxwood topiaries that they had not been trimmed sufficiently early enough, and we want them to look prime here. I mean,
Yes.
it's what people are expect to get, and so you really made them look a lot better. But admittedly, you had to trim them at a time when you not really the time you want to trim them. Doesn't hurt them. But you would like to have that growth hardened off before you trim it. So it was a little soft, but they look spectacular.
They look way better when you do that. And yeah, like you said, if you have to cut through new growth, that's fine. Let's just get them back. If you like them tight, get them back tight. But if you do this at this time of year, I would recommend using hand pruners.
He just said
there it is.
doo-doo.
Boom. There it is.
Oh, he did.
Just said doo-doo.
So, yes, if you need to do it, y'all, but go and be gentle with it. Try to hide your cuts amongst other leaves, okay? So get the wild hairs, get them back in check nice and tight, and they're going to look great. But yes, boxwood flushing right now, there's nothing better. Well, there is things better, but for evergreens, that one's pretty good.
It's one of the best things. Mine looks so good right now. And you told me when I planted my first round of boxwoods, you were like, Caroline, wait until they flush in the spring.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then they did. And I was like,
people that grow boxwood
Wow.
know this. They get just as excited about a boxwood flush as they would like a rose flush. Like it's beautiful on an evergreen little plant. Love it. Love my boxwoods.
oh, my roses are all budded up. I can't wait for that.
Won't be long.
But next question, should I trim off frost-bitten new leaves on holly hedges and boxwoods?
Yeah, they're not going to get back green again, y'all. I mean, if they took a hit, which some of them have, mainly on the topmost part. I had some old boxwood little leaves here and there that got a little bit touched by the cold that we've had. So yeah, they're not getting back green. So you may as well get them back in check.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
good news is you trim that off, and then the new flush of growth follows right behind it.
Yeah.
And they will. You'll never know the difference.
Exactly. They look way better, y'all. Way better to take those off. Especially hollies, too. Like boxwoods have already flushed. Hollies haven't quite really done their annual flush yet. So if you get them back clean, soon, they're going to have a really clean response and they're going to look great soon.
Love some hollies. Are there any Japanese maples? No. That's why it just kept going. That can handle sun all day.
Yes, there are actually. And it's mainly the big leaf red ones, y'all.
Blood
you know
good?
what's funny is we
Emperor
noticed
one
that
is probably
Emperor
the
one's
best.
great, blood good, fire glow. All three of those are fantastic. And what we've noticed here is that we keep a lot in the bait stream, okay? That's our kind of shady area-ish. There's some overlap in there, y'all. There's plenty of plants in there that can handle more sun. But we just, for space purposes, we have to put some things in there. And some of the red leaf maples get put in there. But then some of the red leaf maples stay out here on the lot in the full sun. What you notice is the vibrant red color sticks around longer
Yes,
if
it
you keep
does.
them in the sun than if you do in the shade.
Yep.
So a lot of the ones in our shade right now are greening up just a touch is what we call. So keep them, those varieties in the sun. And generally speaking, like the more delicate lace leaf type don't want as much sun as those bigger palmate shaped red ones.
They show the scorch
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
pretty significantly,
Yes.
particularly as it gets hot into the summer.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
if you can put those on an eastern exposure, you're a lot better. But the palmate types with the larger leaves definitely do much better out in the sun.
Blood good gets it big,
But,
too.
just don't put them on the south side of a house where it's getting all afternoon sun
Up
because
against the brick.
the heat will scorch them. So don't do that. But
Oh, that'd be sad. I've got a pixie Japanese maple. It's a vibrant red leaf in full sun, and it glows. It looks almost magenta. When I come down on my road, I can see it in the middle of the yard, just
glowing at you.
glowing, almost on fire. It's amazing. All right, what is a tough as nails tree that is best for full sun and a bad soil spot? And you know who this question comes from? Friend of the show, Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
Good morning,
Good
Miriam.
morning. It's good to hear from you. Gosh, there's a lot of tough as nails trees. I mean,
Tulip poplar, first one comes to my mind.
that's our state tree.
Yeah.
Why not? Grows like a weed. Pretty much live anywhere.
Quickly.
Yeah. If you want something that's really sturdy, tried and true, going to live forever for the most part, oak trees are really good. We have, tons of native oaks around here, y'all. Great for our pollinator friends and our insect friends that keep our forest healthy. So oak trees are slow to get there, but they're an easy plant to grow that's going to outlive you. So that'd be a good one. Gosh, what else? What else we got?
outlive
Black
you.
gum,
Shagbark hickories.
shagbark hickory. Hey, they're slow too,
Yeah.
but they're
Miriam,
a good tree.
I think you just need to come out here and take a little walk with us on the tree lot.
It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Actually has. We haven't seen you this year yet.
We haven't?
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Well,
Or I haven't.
Miriam, where you
She
been?
might have been out, but I missed her.
I haven't
the,
seen Miriam in a while.
Well, the neighborhood association garden tour that she lives in is coming up soon. So
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be talking more about that really soon.
That'll be in a couple weeks, right?
Yep.
Correct? I'm always kind of sad because we're here, so we don't get to go. But we get to see some photos, and they are stunning.
Well, we'll send Tyler out. Tyler, we're going to send you out on a field trip. You have footage of the tour. Film it
Yeah.
perfectly because you're the best cameraman on the planet. And live report it. Okay.
He is the best cameraman.
He
on
is,
the planet.
he is laying it on thick.
You want something.
Apparently.
Yeah.
What did he ask you for his birthday, Tyler? That's what I hear.
What did he ask me?
Yeah. I'm sure he asked for something for his birthday.
I was like, Tyler, going.
I don't know.
He's
He
buttering
just
your-
always
Chocolates.
says, "Get me something."
Yeah,
and
he
then,
really
you're like,
does.
"What do you think about this?"
But
And he's like,
then-
"Oh no, I don't want that."
But then he's like, I want to know what you're getting me at the same time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You go,
This little
And
diva.
what if I didn't get you something? That's not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
No.
Not acceptable at all.
No.
Wonder how many gifts you'll get today.
Hopefully 10.
Hopefully 10. Okay.
what I'm
I was
shooting
trying to get you a flat of Misty Lilac,
Oh, well, that's a good idea.
They-
but they's gone.
We were out, but I bet we have some now because we have racks upon racks, or we did back there.
Yo, it's annual day.
It is full.
as full as can be with annuals. You want the cream of the crop. Today is the day to look
Yeah,
at
and
it.
by the way, Miriam reminds us the Hillsboro West End Garden Tour is May 11th. So
Bates
there it
Nursery,
is.
proud sponsor of that event.
absolutely. So we're really looking forward to that. It's always, some fantastic gardens.
That's Mother's Day weekend, isn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah,
Probably.
that's it.
Believe so.
Yep.
Yep. The 12th
Even
is
better.
Mother's Day.
Ooh, will you look at that? Hey, we got a live question in from James on YouTube. Good morning, James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
What are your thoughts on Xberry azaleas?
Oh, I got great thoughts on those. Xberry azaleas are our deciduous azaleas around here, y'all. Some people come from all over the world to see deciduous azaleas in bloom in like the Smoky Mountains. They're fantastic. Oh, you have one on the hot plate?
Boom.
There it is. Look at that orange. Y'all, that's vibrant. And
And that's what Xberries give you. They give you that. There's one more down there.
there it's turning. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you get some.
She wouldn't fit
You
on
get
the
some
table.
vibrant fluorescent colors that just don't come in other varieties of azaleas. So now they are deciduous, which of course means they drop their leaves.
They
but,
decide to do that every year then.
Yep, they do.
But I do think every garden deserves at least one deciduous azalea. Y'all, they're slower than Christmas, okay? They take forever to get
that
big.
is true.
But when they're in bloom with no leaves around them and it's just that vibrant orange, or even there's pinks out there, yellows, like, it's fantastic.
You've always got a spot where you can tuck one in there
Yes.
somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Always got a spot somewhere that's a little eastern exposure is really just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I've got quite a few, but I do have a question on one of mine.
Sure.
I've had one in the ground for 3 years. It never blooms.
Well,
It gets morning sun,
How many hours?
probably about 3. But my other ones that are in deeper shade do bloom.
yeah. Well, it's a very shade-tolerant plant. It really is. But it's also sun-tolerant as long as you keep it moist. Now, yours could just be latching it, getting settled. Now, 3 years is a while for it to not bloom, so I'm a little
I'm
stumped.
a little
by
mad
this.
at it because it always looks like it's going to bloom. It has buds, but then it's just leaves that crack. And they're like, hey, my other ones bloom.
I will say, I don't know. I know you don't typically have too much of a deer problem, but I know that a deer have come in and nipped some of my flower buds on mine that I've got before they've opened up. So I'm mad at that.
I'm sure you were.
Azalea buds are like breath mints. For
Oh.
deer. They-
Oh, tasty little treats.
It's annoying to me. It's annoying.
Put
to
a
me.
Tic Tac in your mouth, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Earth Mix Garden Products, creating regionally sourced high-quality soil blends and amendments for the sustainable-minded gardener. Fall and winter are great times to plant in the Southeast, and Earth Mix can help you with Landscape Soil Conditioner. Mix landscape with your native soil to feed all winter long. Added mycorrhizal fungi help your plants get established faster and increase hardiness through the year ahead. Visit earthmix.net for more information and retailers near you. Remember, success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix Garden Products.
hey, Colin just commented about Earth Mix. Speaking of it, got a delivery of Supernatural yesterday, amended all the beds before laying down pine needle mulch. I was able to do all of my beds and still have a bunch left over for veggies. It felt so good in my hands.
That, you hit it right on the head. there,
great.
Colin.
Good work, Colin.
Colin
hear
is
from you.
getting stuff done.
Uh-huh. He'll be out today to get some veggies, hopefully.
There's one other thing you said.
Sidebar.
Yeah, the sidebar. What do you call that mulch? I've heard it called pine straw, but then people leave me to the hay bales when I ask for it. What's it actually called?
Pine straw.
Yeah, it's pine straw. So there's pine straw and there's wheat straw. So we don't want wheat straw unless you're sowing grass seed or something. So pine straw is more for the mulch.
Where are you sourcing this? It sounds like he's stepping out and maybe going to a different kind of garden center.
Nah, Colin would.
No.
Colin would never.
I don't know.
Colin would
Colin,
never.
do what you need to do.
Yes.
But we want to see you soon.
Speaking of our pine straw right now is fantastic. It is the most dense rolls. I had to load some.
I need to get some.
I had to load like 26 the other day. And I was.
Are you mad at it?
I was breathing heavy.
Was it on your birthday?
My fingers hurt.
But you know what? The good thing about the pine straw now, of course, it is in rolls. And
Boy, back in the day.
back in the day, it used to be just these couple little strings, and half of them would bust and break, and it was awful to manage to be able to get those, to the spot that you're wanting to, open it up and use it in. So, pine straw harvesting and the packaging of it has come a long way, and so we're grateful to be at that point, because for many, many decades, it was. I've got some adjectives I could throw in there. I'm not going to. I'm having to go. Don't use that one. Don't use that one. So,
They're all on the 7.
yes.
They're all listed on the 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you need to freshen up your pine straw, we got a good batch right now.
I
Just
need
so
to,
you know.
so maybe I can take some home today.
There you go. All right. There's a good batch of stuff out there, Tyler.
And
There
one
is good
one
stuff.
roll of pine straw is like what, 2 or 3 bales?
yeah,
as far
about
as
2.5. I
that-
think they say 2.5 to 3.
It goes a long way.
It does. Really does. Mm-hmm. Tyler, let's go all the way.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What's in bloom?
With Austin.
Hey, good morning. Yes.
That's a
Hey,
little explosion.
that's okay.
It's opening
Misfire.
of turkey season.
I'm ready for it. Hey, give me an explosion and I'll start.
Okay.
State Flower Day. Hey, y'all. The irises have woke up, okay? Our irises are blooming. Mostly the purple ones I've noticed. They are certainly blooming right now, and that's our state flower, so that's fantastic, okay? Creeping phlox and also woodland phlox. Hey, Caroline's going to talk about this woodland phlox we got in studio today. That blue is blue, and it's beautiful. I love it. That is blooming all in the shade right now, so that's a fantastic plant. Dianthus is blooming, a little carpet of blooms or carpet of foliage with the blooms atop of it. That's always cute. Hey, let's go to some shrubs. Laura petalum. Hey, purple foliage, Laura petalum.
Blowing up in my yard.
Hey,
man.
if they made it through the winter last year, then good for you. And they're blooming right now. When they bloom, they're really pretty, y'all. They really are. Okay, blueberries still going off. Adam Chapman, shout out to you. And then, yes, it is Masters Weekend. The azaleas, people all around town, when azaleas light up,
Yep.
we light up, and they lit up for my birthday. Thank you, azaleas. Rhododendrons are right there with them, going fantastic. Lilacs are still blooming and smelling good. That's great. It's been like 3 weeks of lilacs, so we're lucky on that. Wisteria, Josh, still fantastic, still smelling good. I know
buddy.
you love it. And then something we don't think about too much is our laurels. Our laurels are blooming. Then also the Carolina laurel.
Just don't rest on your laurels.
That's right, David.
Might crush the blooms.
But the Carolina laurels right now are blooming too, which is a much larger tree than what we're thinking about with laurels. And they smell really good, y'all. They really like honey. I mean, they're blooming right now. Bees are out. All right, dogwood's still going off. Serviceberry's still going off. And then this week specifically, y'all, the Kwanzaa cherries. I know we got a picture we're going to throw up at some point, but our Kwanzans this year are a showstopper. Still in bloom. Big, huge blooms this year. So they had just a fantastic season. Love the Kwanzans. Their cousin, the black cherry, which you don't see, we don't sell, kind of a weedy tree, but it's blooming right now. I know that because I got a big one and it drops all sorts of fruit on top of my driveway, and I don't like it.
Love that.
No, I don't. And let's give a shout out to our native oak trees. Once again, we don't think about oak trees blooming, but they do. Y'all, there's male and female flowers on the exact same plant, which is kind of cool. And oak trees have catkins, so they're little dangly bits. Okay? Those are the male parts of the flower. And then you don't notice the female part, but they are in there too. Okay? And that's what's going to give us our acorns. All right? And then, hey, a blue one, a bluish purple one, Paulonia tomentosa, the empress tree. One of the fastest growing trees on our planet. I know it's a weed tree. It's invasive.
And it
it's
has
nasty.
to be because it gets frozen back every so many years.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Probably for the best.
But I tell you, that plant is beautiful when it's in bloom. I know it's invasive. I know. But
And they're
it's
blowing
really
all over
pretty.
my driveway, and I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
got
That's
two.
Across the street.
I know, but man, they're pretty though. They
Yes,
are
they
pretty. I give them that. And then, hey, let's move into our goat section, if I will. Let's talk about viburnums, okay, y'all? Korean spice is blooming and smelling good, almost the goat, but not really. Double files are blooming. They're foliage and then tucked in white little things, blooms. They're like flattened sprays. It's a beautiful plant. Double file viburnum. I have one called Shasta. I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Beautiful plant, okay? And then close to the goat, the eastern snowball around here. These are those big crisp white blooming viburnums that you see right now, but not quite as big as the biggest, which is the goat, the Chinese snowball viburnum. I've got one in my yard. Tyler, why did I not send you a picture of that?
I don't know, Austin.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We needed something to throw up, but what y'all are seeing, okay, the large, shrubby-looking, almost small trees with massive, big as your head blooms that are crisp white is the Chinese snowball viburnum, the goat of all viburnums for showiness.
Yep.
Not for smell necessarily. Korean spice wins that battle.
Yeah, it does.
But for pure beauty, the Chinese snowball.
You know what they're
It's
doing
the
to 'em
goat.
in Nolensville?
What?
They're trimming them like hedges.
Uh-huh.
It is cool looking, folks. I mean, they're really tight, really angular, with these big, beautiful blooms in them.
If you do that at the right time, you are exactly right. They bloom so tight. It is the prettiest little shrub.
August.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Go ahead and get them back in check at that point. And then, yes, you're right, Josh. They come out fantastic. So there you go. The Chinese snowball is the goat. Here's a little hat here.
Oh,
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Moving on. Thank you.
amazing.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
All right. There you have it. That's all I
There's
got.
so much in bloom right now. All
There's
I'm
more
thinking about
stuff.
are plants.
I know. There's more stuff. But that's what I got. That was a
think-
big list.
I think you got every single one.
No, I didn't. All right.
Yeah, you did.
A lot of the weeds are popping too. A lot of the ditch weeds, and I mean,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of pretty stuff out there. That yellow ones, and I saw blue ones, and
Yeah.
I saw a tree that was it had blooms that were shaped like dogwoods, very tall, slender, but they were Tweety bird yellow. I have no. I went back to try to find the tree, and all the blooms were off of it, and I just cannot, for the life of me, think of what that might. Yeah,
Could
Tweety
be
bird.
maybe a cornelian cherry,
It
which
might be.
actually is
Still
a
in
dogwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my best guess. That's the only
That's
thing I've
okay.
seen blooming yellow.
Yeah.
That's like tree form ish.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. That's been a long bloomer too.
We did, yeah. Ben had sent a picture of that to our little plant group thread. Hey, Colin did get back to us and say, actually, I'm really sorry. I didn't know y'all carried pine straw. Well, Colin.
Colin.
Now you know. And that's okay.
We just don't walk around with it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff here. So
Nobody likes to load it because it's itchy.
it is pokey. It'll stab into you.
But it's
It'll
a
get
lot-
up your nose.
It's a lot better than it used to be.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
I don't
It
care
is.
for it personally because I raked pine needles in my house from my father for years. And if you've ever had to deal with pine trees in eastern North Carolina, beyond the pollen that comes
You
with
know,
it.
if you've ever had to do extensive mulching, the pine straw is a lot easier to
Yes, it
apply.
is. Yes.
I
Yes,
love pine
yeah.
straw. I like the look of it, and I kind of enjoy spreading it. But we got some live
Yeah, we
questions
do.
coming in. So Joyce is asking, should my Cannon's double deciduous azaleas be doing anything yet? This is my first spring, so I'm not sure what to expect.
Okay, this is your first spring, so you might only see leaf growth this year, kind of like Caroline's has been 3 years and it hasn't bloomed. So those buds, if they're really fat, they might be a flower bud. If they're not and they're littler, then they're probably just leaf buds. So, but littler, that's a horrible word.
Littler.
Smaller. If they're a little
I like
smaller, it's probably
littler.
just leaf buds.
It's his birthday. We're going to let him
Let it go, man.
Let it go,
Let
Josh.
it go. But
It
anyway,
was him. It wasn't me.
Oh, really, David?
well, first things
Sorry,
first,
Jess,
Joyce.
I
Good
just
job growing
assumed.
one. Good job growing one, because that's really,
You have that one, don't you?
I do. Y'all got me that last year for my birthday.
Is yours blooming?
No, it's still tight and bud. It hasn't opened yet, but it's okay. It's coming. Like I said, though, the deer kind of nipped off some of them, so I'm not going to get a huge show. But it doesn't matter. If I get just a few blooms, I'm going to be happy.
One of mine is about to. Well, I have 4. I say one, but there's 4 of them planted. They are like juicy giant buds that should be opening any day.
Yeah,
I
those
can't
should be flower
remember
buds.
which one it is. And then Pam is asking, do you happen to get any phenomenal lavender in with the new arriving plants?
Oh, yeah, we got some in right now. Or either, as of yesterday, we did.
Well, I did check our inventory and it was showing like -21. So
Well, that means we probably have some. They
Yeah.
just didn't get.
they haven't been
They haven't
entered
been
yet.
received yet, so that there's a positive number showing up, but we're still selling them. So
No, I totally saw it. Even at the end of the day yesterday, I saw
You saw some.
Yeah.
All right, Pam, come on out. That is the best lavender. If you don't know about that one and you want to grow lavender here in Middle Tennessee, it's what I grow. I have like a little planting bed of it. There's like 4 in a row, and it looks so good right now.
David and I will cycle count it right after the show. Make sure we get the inventory up. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walk on out there. All right. An organic fertilizer that doesn't smell like espoma does. I don't think there is
exist.
one.
it does not exist.
I don't think so either.
And, you know,
What about the earthworm castings from Earth Mix?
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
that's a good organic source. I mean, Supernatural from Earth Mix is another. It's very nutritive. Now, they're not sold as fertilizers per se. What you get in organic fertilizers is poultry manure that's been ground up, and poultry manure, well, you know what it smells like.
It sounds like poultry manure.
It does, and that's why it smells that way. Now, once those things get the poultry manure gets incorporated into the soil, the smell goes away.
Yeah.
So if you're just applying it as a top dressing, it's going to be a lot more aromatic,
Pungent.
yes. But you could use like a very nutritive compost to apply, and that will help get you around a lot of the smell, because those types of things, when they're just lying out on top, there is a smell associated with them, most assuredly, at the outset. Once it binds to the particulate organic matter that's in the ground or that you're planting in, then that smell dissipates. So there you go.
Yeah. Just put on a mask and then it won't get everywhere and get up your nose. That is one thing when I use Biotone a lot in the houseplant greenhouse, and I'll pour it into these little containers, and it just, when you pour it, that dust flies right into your face.
The use of a dust mask is really
I prefer it
advised.
over fish emulsion, though.
Fish emulsion is the
I
gift
don't
that
know
keeps
which one is
on
worse.
giving.
They're both pretty bad.
Both pretty bad.
I pre-dilute mine if I ever water with fish emulsion.
Yeah.
It's still
So
stinky.
smart, Tyler. So smart. All right, speaking of smart stuff, let's answer this question.
Uh-oh.
Smart guys in the room. Dogwood died from dogwood anthracnose. Can I plant a new one, or is the soil infected there?
I mean, can we at least move it to a different area if you really, really want a dogwood? But y'all, there's like 25 different trees out there you could grow instead of a dogwood. I know dogwoods are showy.
Or you could grow a different cultivar of dogwood, a Chinese dogwood, Kuzas, or all those. Those are completely anthracnose resistant. So you can plant those without fear. You know, it's kind of unusual. Dogwoods are, it does weaken them. It usually does not kill them.
No.
So, but if you really want a dogwood, that's the easiest way to go, is to go with a Kuza or one of these Stellar series that's a hybrid. Those are all completely dogwood.
Probably weakened it and then it got borers, would be my guess.
Could be.
Yeah.
There can be a number of things.
Yeah.
It usually takes a while for a dogwood to die, depending on how old it is. I mean, they can be young and go quickly, but if it was an older one, I mean, it might be a few seasons before it actually dies, but yours actually died.
Sure makes the foliage look
Really?
Yeah, it makes it look rough. But like David said, y'all, Kusa dogwoods are as clean foliage plants as can be. I hardly ever have seen a spot on them. And whenever they're in bloom, you can show your friends, be like, look, my dogwood's blooming now, about a month after yours
Look
did.
at that. They're better than yours.
That's right.
I saw some cute little ones out on the tree lot yesterday.
We have a
while I
lot of
was back
Kusa dogwood
there.
right now.
And,
It's a plant you should be using more.
And in many ways, I like them better than the regular dogwoods, because you have that green background that the flowers, the bracts show up really well against.
They grow a little quicker too, right?
They don't get as big. They're a
Yeah, right.
shrubby tree, if you will.
Shrubby
So
tree.
they don't get all that. They're not crazy big growers, and there's pink varieties too. There's one called Scarlet Fire. If you did want to buy me something today, you might could get me that one.
The red one?
He's not going to miss a.
We're not stopping.
He's not missing a chance today to put the gift.
That's right. Scarlet Fire, Kusa dogwood, excellent plant.
Did you hear that, Tyler? Should you
I'll
put
take
that
one.
up on the screen just in case somebody is wondering?
There's a lot of people
sure.
wondering.
I'm just
I have
kidding.
Cornus Kusa on here.
There you go.
All right. While you're all thinking about Austin's birthday presents, Joan is asking a question on Facebook. I planted Baptisia last year. Should it be coming up yet? All of my Baptisia is up.
Oh, Joan,
And
if
it's
it's
about
not-
probably 3 inches high right now.
Oh, no, Joan. If it's not coming up, it's probably not. I mean, mine's up like this tall and budded, about to bloom.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if it didn't, which is weird, Joan. Like, Baptisia is my favorite perennial, I think, that we sell, and it's typically a pretty easy plant. But it does happen. Things happen, okay, in gardening. I had a Baptisia. I had 3. One of them last year did not wake up for me. You talk about annoying. Whenever you have a design and you got 3 in there and one of them doesn't come up, that's annoying, Joan.
I just
But
stick
look,
something else in that hole.
well,
But
yeah.
you wouldn't.
I went back with Baptisia.
I know you
And it's
did.
up
You're
this
not
year,
to
but
switch
it's
it up.
not near as nice as my other 2. But yeah, I'm sorry, Joan. If it's not up yet, I doubt it's coming. But hey, we got an excellent selection of Baptisia right now. And where are we?
Additional support for Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Bates Nursery and Garden Center, a third-generation nursery located in Nashville, Tennessee, and 20-time recipient for Nashville's Best Garden Center, offering the widest selection of new arrivals for fall, like specimen conifers, Japanese maples, and pansies in nearly every color. Open year-round, minutes from the heart of Nashville in beautiful Whites Creek, Tennessee. Browse their selection online anytime at batesnursery.com. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932.
Hey, Miriam is asking, do you have any Carefree Wonder roses? I don't think so, but my Carefree Wonder, Miriam, at my house is all budded up. It's the best rose
It's a very
as
good
I'm
rose.
concerned.
It's a very good rose. Yeah, Miriam, we don't have any right now, but that was only a first shipment of our roses. So
Yeah.
we'll be getting another.
We have David Austin's coming also.
They'll be coming within the next week or so, I would say. So
Stay tuned.
It's rose season for us, y'all.
Colin says, how are your hands, Austin? LOL.
Colin, they're sore. Thanks. Come on out today. I'll load you up some pine straw with these sore hands. All right?
And then Pam says she and Donna Brooks will see you today.
There you go.
Yeah, Donna.
Yes,
Donna
that's
and Pam.
very excited. I saw Donna here the other day.
They're shopping partners.
They
shopping
are shopping
Garden
partners.
Center shopping buddies.
Thelma
Love
and Louise, huh?
it. Pretty much,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Uh-huh.
That's them right there.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of roses, we were just talking about them. Someone is asking fragrant rose that is easy to maintain.
Wow.
Okay, look, there's a ton of fragrant roses.
Yes.
There's hardly any that are easy to maintain. I'm sorry, y'all. Not going to lie to you, okay? Now, knockout roses, like Caroline was talking about, is a very tried and true, easy rose to grow.
No
and
fragrance.
There's no fragrance on these, but there are on the Sunny knockout. So this is one that is yellow in bud, and it opens up to a yellow and then fades to a white usually. That one actually does smell really, really nice. So that's a pretty easy rose to grow if you want some fragrance. But if you want to step up the game a little bit and just give it a little bit more effort, there are tons of roses right now that have extremely good fragrance. And we're as fully stocked as can be. So
Yeah.
now roses come with their issues, okay? They ain't no set it and forget it type of plant.
That's true.
But
they're
they're worth it
beautiful and
if you
worth
put
it.
in the effort. Mhm.
And we did just get some in yesterday that are in full bloom, and the staff was just walking out there smelling them because they all smelled great. Some
Heavenly.
more fragrant than others.
You mean these?
Oh.
Hey, y'all,
Wow.
y'all.
Sorry,
I got,
not sorry, everyone watching.
y'all. I've got an inside source on a rose guy. I got a rose guy. Y'all don't even.
You know a guy.
I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I got that phone number. I know a rose guy. I called him up. It wasn't an hour later. He brought us 40 roses, all in full bloom. As we were getting them
He
off the
did.
truck, the customers
So I was
were
standing
smelling
there
them.
because Austin was so excited about them coming in, and I was like, okay, I have a moment of downtime. I'm going to stand here because he's about to pull in. And this truck with a topper pulls in, and he was like, that can't be him. He can't fit all those roses. And sure enough, he had fit them all in perfectly. None of them were injured. You could see the roses in the front seat of the car just looking out the windshield. He had
He's my
beautifully
guy.
packed it.
He's
just
my
like
guy.
you with loading cars. Let's get to one question. True or false? Wait until Mother's Day to plant warm weather vegetables. I do. I wait until Mother's Day. That is my rule with planting mine. Though you don't necessarily have to.
It depends on how antsy you are. Okay, can you wait till May? 'Cause that's the problem.
I mean, that's a month away.
Yeah.
It is.
So, yes, you can if you want to, but most people don't
No.
wait that long.
I've got
And-
squash up in my greenhouse right now.
Look at Tyler.
It's about to go in.
See?
I'm going to get it in this weekend.
Carrots
You
and
sound
peppers.
so happy.
He gets
I
so
am.
happy.
I'm trying to beat the squash bugs this year, y'all.
There you go.
Trying to be early.
And,
Yeah.
and on that subject, you really should keep some extras back
Oh, I will.
that you because they're going to move in, and then you can dig out the affected ones and replant.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's because that's what you have to do. You can't, getting rid of them any other way is almost impossible.
These are my front lines. They're
And
going
The
in.
worst.
Tyler, you just made an excellent point for people, though. If you are going to do the warm, especially squash and zucchini and cucumbers, the ones that squash bugs really like squash bugs can be an issue with plants that are small. So if you do wait till Mother's Day, bugs are out at that point, y'all.
Yeah,
Bugs
buddy.
haven't really, they're starting, but they haven't really hit yet. So if you can get that squash big enough, early enough, then squash bugs don't necessarily ravage you as bad as they would with a small plant. So
I did
good
do
point.
that last year. Yeah.
But it's really important to remember if you do determine you have that issue, you must pull those plants out completely and destroy
All the
them,
way.
burn them. You cannot, because they're very bad. They'll just fly right over to your new ones.
Yep.
If you don't do that. So
They are evil, evil beings. Live questions, and we've got
Sorry, Caroline. Go ahead.
We've got one from Sam that says, guys, please tell us when the pollen seed drop will be over so we can finally pressure wash.
Well, you still got a minute. Like I talked about earlier with oaks, they're really, really flowering right now. So that's going to be a lot of pollen. I know a lot of people have allergies to
just
oaks.
go ahead
And this
if
wind is
you
making
got
it
a
crazy
pressure wash, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
And then-
Sam, you're
and then-
tidy as it gets, man.
and then do it
I think
again
it's a
later.
different Sam.
Oh, it's a different Sam. Sorry.
Mr. Andrews.
Sam Andrews. Well, I don't know if you're tidy or not, but if you need to pressure wash, like David said, let's go ahead and do it. You might have to do it again.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Pressure
Yeah.
washing is kind of fun anyways.
It's oddly satisfying for sure.
It'll get
really
you out of
is.
the house.
Yep. And then Teresa says, question for bleeding hearts. Will they do well in a container?
Oh,
I think
sure.
they do just
Keep 'em
fine
out
in a
of the sun.
container.
Keep them out of the crazy sun, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most all of our perennials y'all can do just fine in a container,
Yeah.
It just take more effort a little bit for you when it comes to water or when not to water. But bleeding heart's such a beautiful plant. Mine's blooming right now. I forgot about bleeding heart.
Mine is
Heart.
too.
Oh, no.
Oh, I forgot my bleeding heart.
Oh, and you know what else you forgot that I noticed was blooming last night?
What?
My native columbine
Ooh, Columbine.
is pretty full bloom right now.
What a pretty bloomer.
Oh my gosh. And it's so easy.
Yeah.
I've never had luck with columbine until I just planted the native, and that one
There you go.
one does great. That one is
Mine
fantastic.
came back, so I don't know. I haven't got blooms yet. We're going to see what
Really?
happens with it. Yep, I had one.
All right. I bet it's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it'll
going to be
here.
fine. It's going to be fine. All righty, folks. Music means that
Gosh, that was quick.
it was. It seems like it was only an hour.
It didn't seem that long.
No, it didn't seem like it was not quite an hour. Hey, but next Saturday we're going to come back.
Sure,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
I mean, this is go time. This
Yes,
time of
it
year.
is.
Every day. We really appreciate you tuning in, and if you decide to come out and see us, we appreciate that as well.
Yep.
We pretty much have it all.
You got to see it, folks, to really believe it. I'm not.
It's still it never
overblowing
gets,
this.
It never gets old for people who are neophytes. The first timers that come out, they go, "Oh my!" It blows them away.
You can't see it all. Even Colin didn't know you had pine straw. You
I
have
know.
to walk around in this place and ask for some
He's
help.
hardly a neophyte.
That's
He's
true. But hey, open all day today till 5,
4.
4 o'clock, and then
4.
12 to 4 tomorrow. And
Correct.
all day Friday next week.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Come see us.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next Saturday for Gardening Inside Out.
I'm still accepting gifts.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning into the Gardening Inside Out podcast. If you're looking for more information or more from your hosts, don't forget that we have a live Saturday morning broadcast, 8 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Facebook. You can also follow us on our Instagram channel. That's @Gardening Inside Out for more posts, reels, and in-depth dives to topics and things we've discussed on the show. If our content resonates with you, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscription on all of our social media pages. See you next time.